Welcome back to another episode of Across the Bifrost. This is one of your hosts, Dr. Norbert, calling you from outer space.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Oh, that felt nice hearing you say that. We haven't recorded in a little while. I feel like I've come back home. We're still recovering from the Mutant Weekender. We're both physically and emotionally spent.
Yeah, that's a great word. Exactly.
Oh, I'm so tired. Yeah. And now we're back. It feels good. Hearing your little intro, Norbert, that just made me happy.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear that. I got a lot of compliments about people wondering where I'm from or, where I'm calling from. So I'm going to turn this into a meme now. I'll be right up front with everybody.
Nice. Cool. Good. I'm glad.
Cool. So look, we have a box to review today, which will be the Sunspot Warlock box, which is CP153 for people keeping track at home on Jarvis's protocol.
Yeah.
But before we do that, we wanted to plug some big events that are happening, right?
Yes.
Why don't you tell about the exciting one that is happening in May first?
Oh my God, are we excited now? If you're up to date with the podcast, because everyone should be listening to podcasts in the right order, right? That's how that works. Then you'll know that we just ran the Mutant Weekender in January. We have some stats. Norbert has gotten some facts checked. So it was a January event in London. We ran it. 80 people came down. And what does that mean, Norbert, compared to other events?
80 people matches the other biggest event in Europe, which was the Nations event last August, which also had 80 people. But ours was a single event for 80 people. And as far as I can tell, no other U.S. con was larger either, except for Adepticon, which of course is a flagship show for AMG. So not surprised.
Yeah, they're actually there. They actually go to Adepticon.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we're pretty proud of that. We just had a little chat about how we're going to run the next one.
Yes, there's the next one already underway.
Yeah, it's coming. We could talk about it now. It's called the Mutant Weekender Extinction Agenda. I said it wrong. Extinction Agenda.
Yes. And so the Extinction Agenda, it's the same basic competitive format as the January event, which was the Hunt for Weapon M. But as you can tell from the kind of subtitles, each of them have their own narrative chapter. So it's a developing storyline so that we're building with each one of these events. And so this one has a storyline that involves you becoming an unwilling mutant hunter. And that means it's going to be an added miniature, like a side quest game happening within the competitive event.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody that was at our January event and was part of that story, they're going to have secret kind of side quests to do at the May event. And if you go there, you might accidentally bump into people with secret extinction agendas against you and all that sort of thing. So there's like a kind of optional mini game that happens. You can also just completely ignore that if you're not interested and just play MCP. We're really enjoying this narrative thing. It was kind of a wacky idea that we had, and then Norbert kind of ran with it. And I've always called you the Stan Lee of MCP. And this is like, it's like we're building the MCPU, the Marvel Crisis Protocol universe.
Nice one. Ooh, I like that. Ooh.
Yeah, there you go. So the narrative part is a small part of it. The main thing is that the format, if you don't know about it already, is that on the Saturday is a big 80-person like Swiss event, so you can play anyone and kind of like a normal tournament. And on the Sunday, you get put into pods of 8, depending on your ranking on the first day. So if you went 0-4, like our friend Charlie Trendle did, went 0-4 on the Saturday, had an awful day, he then ended up in a lower ranked pod on the Sunday, and he won it and won a trophy and won really cool prizes. So the idea is that you can have a bad day and then come back and it's all to play for on the second day. Or you can be me. I went 3-1 with Sentinels. Unheard of, right? And then on the Sunday, I went 0-3. I lost every game, which felt more sentinel-y. But so that's nice. It's May. Oh, what are the dates?
17th to 18th.
17th and 18th, and there are currently spots. You can find it on the Across the Bifrost Discord channel. There is a channel for Mutant Weekender. So grab a spot while you can.
Yeah, I think the rules are pinned in that channel there as well. So you can see the rules. You can see how to get to the place. It costs £45 for the weekend. And you're going to get 7 games over across that weekend, plus some awesome prizes. And
the best prize pool we've ever seen at an event. I'll say it, Norbert. Don't be modest. The best prize pool anyone's ever seen.
There's not that many tickets left, actually. I think we're on 55 sold out of 80.
Yes.
So don't delay if you want to come along. And do message us if you have questions about it.
Yeah, for sure. And also, we'll be playing in it. So come beat us. That'll be fun. And then we'll talk about it on the podcast.
So the second event and this will be the last one we're going to plug this episode, is the Belgium Masters. Triple XL is happening again this year. This is February 7th through 9th. Sorry, I beg your pardon. March 7th through 9th. This is held in Leopoldsburg, Belgium, which is close to the Dutch border. And it's an American-style con. So it's 3 days with multiple different events happening across those 3 days, each of which you can earn a spot then in an invitational on Sunday to kind of have like a championship event to end the convention with. Run really well by very experienced gamers in Belgium, and a really nice spot. I've been to it before, and of course they have all kinds of great food that's part of the ticket, and great Belgian beers for purchase there. It's going to be amazing. So we're rallying up a bunch of Londoners to go down to that event, and I encourage you to look into it as well. Just go on to Longshanks and look up Belgium Masters Triple XL, or just Belgium Masters, one of the two, and it should have the link to their rules pack.
Cool. There you go. All right. Thank you very much for that. Set of plugs. Shall we get into the characters? Let's do it.
All right. First character is going to be Sunspot. He's also known as Roberto da Costa. Arriva. Do you know where he's from?
I think Brazilian?
Is he Brazilian? Okay.
Have I made that up? I'm going to find out for sure.
Not Arriva.
No. Roberto da Costa. I usually have their origin stories in front of me. That's the thing as well. It's going to be my New Year's resolution. I'm going to try and have some fun fact about their origin stories, because the one thing we did at Mute Weekender is we gave out comic books to everyone that came, which is really important to me because I would like to remind people that this game is based on comic books. So yeah, I realized I should take some of that into this episode and talk about some of their origin stories. But yes, Roberto da Costa is Brazilian.
Okay.
Yes, there you go.
Quick side note, a Brazilian cocktail called Caipirinha is what started me on my journey of loving cocktails so much. Yes, it's a fantastic cocktail, very easy to make and very delicious, like dangerously delicious because it goes down so easily. Anyway, that was one of the nice things about Brazil.
So I'm bringing Marvel origin stories. You're bringing alcohol recommendations. This is the dream team. But yeah, so before we start, Roberto da Costa comes from a very wealthy Brazilian family. If you've seen X-Men 97, you see a bit of their origin story, and that Roberto da Costa is in that. Not much of a Sunspot in that series though. They're more Roberto than they are Sunspot, but yeah, they're from a wealthy Brazilian family, and they spend most of their time.
I remember this now. He was like a reluctant kind of person. Like the family kept telling him not to be a superhero, kind of a thing in the series. Yeah.
Exactly. There you go. And he discovered his mutant abilities during a football match where he accidentally threw a fellow player across the field. Okay. So yeah, there we go. Sunspot.
All right. Sunspot is on a 50 millimeter base, so that's a medium-sized base. He's affiliated with New Mutants and X-Force. We'll come back to that. His stats are: he is 4 threat, 6 health, and I believe that's on both sides. Let me double check it. It is. And he's size 2, and he moves medium. His defense stats are 3 physical, 4 energy, and 3 mystic. So his health, I don't know if I mentioned, is 6 and 6 on his injured side. So for 4 threat, pretty standard stats, I'd imagine, except for maybe being on a medium-sized base.
Yeah, 3-4-3. It's a little on the squishy side for a 4 threat.
Yeah.
But 6 health is fine. 6 on both sides is fine.
Yeah, I think that's the key thing is the 6 on both sides is kind of, puts him fairly in the 4 threat category, but nothing special.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look then at his attacks. He's got 2 attacks. Both of them are energy, as you can imagine. First one is UV Strike. It's range 2, 5 dice, doesn't cost anything, and it's his builder. So he gains power equal to the damage dealt. He's got 1 trigger on it, which is a wild and a hit together called Heating Up. After this attack is resolved, this character gains 1 flare token. So we'll have to come back to the flare tokens. Let me read you about flare tokens later. Let's do it later because they're all over the place.
It's a big old paragraph. We'll get to flare tokens later, yeah.
Okay. His second attack is his spender. It's called Dark Solar Blast. It is range 3, 7 dice, costs 3. Also has a wild hit trigger called Thermokinetic Concussion. After the attack is resolved, other characters within 2 of the target character suffer 1 damage. Characters dealt damage by the special rule do not gain power for the damage that they got dealt. and it cannot damage itself with this special rule, which is kind of weird. Like, it says other characters within 2. Why do they feel the need to add that second sentence or last sentence?
Yeah, good point. I don't know. Yeah, you think that other characters is enough. I guess they wanted to double down on it.
Because like you could say all characters within 2, you are within 2, so then I get it. Like, but they said other. Yeah. All right, I'm not sure why, but maybe I'm sure somebody very kindly in the Discord will tell us. But the thing to point out is that it's other characters, not other enemy characters. So it's going to hurt your friends as well. So where are you with these 2 different attacks?
They are very fair. The triggers are wild hit, which is a okay trigger.
Yeah, not that hard to come up.
Time. Yeah, not hard to come up. I will say the trigger on his builder, heating up to get the flare token. I've played a lot of Sunspot, and this is the trigger that I always sorely need. We'll get on to why in a bit because of the flare token kind of economy that he has.
Yep.
But yeah, range 2 is a bit tricky, but he is on a medium base and effectively has a charge, which we'll get to. On the builder. So yeah, it's fine. They're very fair. And we've got this kind of on his spender. He's got range 3, 7 dice for 3 power. We're seeing this a lot. I think
it's very standard now, right?
Yeah, they've definitely sort of decided that that's okay for a 4 threat. So this kind of 3/7/3 you see on most 4 threats. So yeah, Sunspot is very fair.
Yeah, and I think the trigger on the spender is meaningful because it could potentially nail quite a few characters, but again, only within 2.
And friendlies as well, so you have to be careful with that.
Yeah, gotta be friendly. Now, I should glow you up a bit because you have you mentioned using Sunspot a lot, but that's because you were the world's best New Mutants player.
I am the world's best New Mutants player, which is like saying I am the most skilled Jamie on this podcast. It's because no one's playing New Mutants, really. There's only a few of us, and I played them the most. So I claimed the #1 spot on Longshanks.
Yeah, good for you. But I mean, joking aside, I mean, you have put some games in, so you do have some experience with these guys. Okay, cool.
A lot. It's worth noting as well, sorry, quickly, before we move on. When AMG revealed Sunspot, they said that he's also coming in a pack with a New Mutants leadership, which we probably won't talk about too much today. But they said that if you're not playing Sunspot in every New Mutants game, they've done something wrong. Now, that's hype. That is big hype. And let's not talk about whether he lives up to it or not.
Okay.
But yeah, his kit is kind of designed to work around the New Mutants leadership, which for anyone that doesn't know, the New Mutants leadership, in short, is when an ally is attacked, another ally within 3 can pay 1 after the attack's resolved to then place within 1 of that person. So they're kind of all jumping in to help each other.
Right.
And yeah, maybe we should jump onto flare tokens now to talk about how that affects.
Yeah. What I was going to do is go down to, he's got 2 superpowers, 1 reactive superpower, and then an innate one. Let's do the innate one first, because I think it helps some people understand. It's called Flare State. After this character ends a movement and gains a flare token. Okay, so there's a second way you can get a flare token. You can have a maximum of 3 flare tokens at any time. That's pretty standard.
So there we should so quickly highlight movement. So this confuses people all the time. So a movement in MCP is basically anything that involves the character moving. So a place is a movement, a move action is a movement, a climb is a movement. Everything is a movement.
The thing to remember, movement is the generic term for any kind of literally the model being placed, being put somewhere else.
Yes.
What people get confused by, I think, is what you're alluding to is the word advance. The variance is one type of movement. It is a sub type of movement. And so not everything triggers off of an advance.
Yeah, exactly. The way to learn this is with Spider Tracker, the Web Warriors card. When an enemy character ends a movement. No, is it move action? I think, oh God, I'm trying to sound smart. I think it says when they end a move action, and that is specifically a move action, which is different to a movement.
Yeah, so a move action could be a climb or a charge, for instance. But it wouldn't be a place.
Wouldn't be a place.
So are you saying that because the leadership it places, and that's a type of movement, then that gives them a flare token as well?
Yes, exactly, which I think is what AMG were getting at. Is that Sunspot can use the New Mutants leadership, and when he does, he gains a flare token because that was a movement, because he placed.
Okay. All right, makes sense. Now, there's another aspect of the flare state innate superpower. It says the following. Additionally, when this character would become dazed or KO'd, this character may choose to spend all of its flare tokens, so up to 3. If it does, this character deals 1 damage to all enemy characters within X of it, where X is the number of flare tokens spent, then this character is dazed or KO'd. Oh, that's pretty cool. So it does like a little supernova.
Yes, very thematic. He basically explodes.
And in this case, it's just enemy characters, so you don't have to worry about your friends.
Yes, exactly. If anyone's seen Days of Future Past, Sunspot is in that, and the Sentinels attack him in the future, and he dies and explodes. So
Look at you.
Yeah. Does
Okay.
he explode? Maybe I'm imagining that. He definitely dies. I'm pretty sure he explodes. Anyway, yeah, it's very cool. He kind of gets overloaded with all his power and explodes.
Okay. Let's go to his superpowers then. First one is called High Energy Conversion. It is costs 2. Choose an interactive terrain feature or enemy character within 2 of size equal to or less than the number of flare tokens this character has and throw it short. It can only be used once per turn. So it could throw up to size 3, is it?
Yes. Yeah. Maximum tokens he can have is 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And for 2 power, so 2 power is pretty standard, but having flare tokens is a little tricky, especially. Well, yeah, they just have to be on you. Like you, if you want to use them for other things, you're not going to be able to do this.
Yeah. There's some timing and economy play here, which is really key to get with Sunspot. But yeah, this 2 power for a size 3 character throw is really, really good value. Really good value. But like you say, if you choose to use the flare tokens for anything else, you ain't getting that throw. So for example, if he dazes and you do flare state to explode and you have that cool moment, you spend all your flare tokens to do that. So when you flip and you have all that power because you've been dazed, you now can't throw anyone until you generate some more flare tokens.
That's right.
So you have to be careful with it.
Good point. Okay, and choices are fun. It's just a question of whether all these choices are in the realm of reality during the course of a game. We'll come to that when we comment on his character card altogether. His second superpower is called Sunburn, which is a great name. Also 2 power. It's an action. This character advances its speed. Remember, you'd get a token for that after that, flare token.
Yep.
If it has 3 flare tokens, it instead advances long and gains the flight superpower during this advance. That's super fluffy. I love that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
After advancing, it immediately makes an attack action. So it could be either one of his attacks, and it could only be used once per turn. So here, the flare tokens are meaningless unless you have 3, and then suddenly it changes your speed from, medium to long plus flight. Yeah.
Yeah, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, a big deal. I mean, a 2-cost charge is pretty standard, and this has potential to be, long and fly. It's pretty cool. You do get a flare token for doing this as well, so that's nice.
Yeah. So what? Yeah. Because I think if you had 2 and advanced the long, you'd get the third one, and so then,
you wouldn't then. But you advance your speed, full stop. And then
then you get the token.
When you finish the advance, you get the token. So it doesn't upgrade you quickly. Yeah.
So Jamie, from what I'm seeing here is that this character wants 3 flare tokens on him at all times because it triggers his better, upskills his 2 superpowers.
Yes.
The only thing you're losing out on is the ability to blow up if you get dazed or KO'd. Because at that point you want to spend those 3 potentially.
Yes, if you choose to daze or KO, you may spend all your tokens, and in my experience, you never want to do that because Sunspot is pretty great when he has 3 flare tokens on him.
Yeah.
If he has 0, he's not good at all. You kind of need to start running around and not good at all, but he loses a lot of his effectiveness. So you kind of don't want to use, which is a real shame because flare state is a really cool, fluffy, thematic, exploding moment. But every time I played him, I never wanted to do it because you want his flare tokens. Because having a long charge is great on a medium base, and having a size 3 throw for 2 power is one of the best in the game.
Wow.
You're encouraged to not spend his flare tokens, which is a shame, especially when you get onto thermokinesis, which is the next thing.
So his reactive superpower is thermokinesis. It doesn't cost anything. It says, before rolling attack dice, this character may use the superpower. Spend 1 or more flare tokens. Add 1 die to the attack roll for each flare token spent. If at least 1 was spent after the attack is resolved, the target character gains the Incinerate special condition. Now that's tempting. That's super tempting.
Yes.
But why is it a reactive superpower that says before rolling attack dice?
I guess because it's adding to your pool. So they want you to add to the dice pool before you roll it. I don't know why. Are you saying why isn't this a reroll?
No, why isn't it just a normal superpower, like an active superpower? A reactive one would be before rolling defense dice, for instance. You know what I mean? Because you're doing that in reaction to somebody else's activation.
Oh, you know why? It might be because this box comes with Survive the Night, which is an out-of-action attack. So maybe
Okay.
that's the thing. That's why it's reactive. So
okay.
we'll get onto the card later, but he gets to make an attack if someone hit a New Mutants character. So this is reactive. He gets to add dice before he does that. That's kind of cool.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
but going back to this, in any case, this is super tempting.
Yeah,
you
this is
get
pretty cool, right?
An extra die is pretty cool, and then you just get an automatic incinerate even if you don't do damage.
Yeah, exactly. Auto incinerate is great. And if you spend 3 flare tokens here, you're doing a 6, 7, 8 dice energy builder. That's like Thor 2 level attack, right? An 8 dice builder. So you're getting all the power. And then, the problem is you're losing all your flare tokens to do it, but maybe that's okay. And then that's why that builder trigger comes in. With the wild hit, you get a flare token. So I find that trigger is a little bit annoying to get, because if I go in and I do an attack and I spend, 2 flare tokens, I really want that trigger to come off so I haven't lost all my tokens. And if it doesn't come off, it feels really bad, because it's something like, oh no, now I'm stranded. I need to restart the engine again. Yeah. Which I guess is quite thematic, right? Because it's basically him spewing out all of this energy that he's built up, which is cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's this is really tempting. It's very anti his kit, right? Because like you identified, you want to have 3 tokens on him to power him up, to have high energy conversion is good, sunburn is good, but then every time you attack, you're like, should I just spend everything on this attack? It's an interesting temptation.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so what else? So what's your overall impression of him then, having played him?
Well, I mean, this might be a good time to say that the Danger Room podcast do episodes every Christmas where they interview people about affiliations. So 1 episode per affiliation.
Oh boy, another plug.
Yeah. We're plugging. Hey, listen, I'm getting paid on the side by the Danger Room. I've got to plug them. But anyway, they got me on to do a New Mutants episode at Christmas, and I gave my thoughts on Sunspot and Warlock and all the other New Mutants there. But on Across the Bifrost, we're here to tell you how every character can work in every affiliation that you want them to work in. So I'm here to say that Sunspot is fine. He's okay. There's a fun little...
In New Mutants, you mean?
He's fine everywhere, because he's also X-Force affiliated.
Yeah, well, that's what I was alluding to. So you think he's all right there too?
Yeah, I mean, he's a very fair 4 threat. And, he gets to... if you... his play pattern tends to be like round 1, you move twice, right, to the midline, and that gets you 2 flare tokens. Great. So then you start round 2 with 2 power and 2 flare tokens. So you can then spend 2 to charge, get your 3rd token, and then if you want, spend all the flare tokens and do an 8 dice energy. That's quite cool. Under X-Force, he gets a reroll to that. That's pretty cool. But then the problem is he's kind of stranded without his flare tokens. Yeah. And for this guy wants to be hitting people. It's kind of his job, hitting and throwing people. And for characters like that, the worst thing they can do is move, spend a move action. Yeah. So he then kind of has to restart the engine and move while doing it. But at least he has a charge. So one of the moves is fine. He's in New Mutant, so he can use the leadership to get a token. Also, Preserve the Dream in X-Force if he used it, he would get a token from that because it's a move. So anything you can do to kind of get him moving around will build up his flare tokens again. So it's a fun mini game, very fun mini game, bit of a puzzle. Deciding when to spend the flare tokens is fun. But if you get it wrong, he feels a bit stranded. I would have preferred if this whole kit was just on a 3 threat and they dialed all the numbers down a little bit. Because it's a really fun game, but in MCP, if you're playing to win, a 4 threat is a very contentious spot in your roster. Yeah. And there are about 30 4 threats that are better than Sunspot, unfortunately.
Yeah. What do you think of him in Midnight Suns with the bump being able to give him?
Ooh, that's very cool. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Do you think Midnight Suns needs this guy, though?
Well, it's the 4 threat problem, right? 4 threat is the most contentious slot, right? If he was just a 3 threat, I think he'd be great. I mean, do you play Gwenom for the same reason, right?
Yeah,
Gwenom has that kind of,
I dumped her recently.
Yeah, with a really cool synergy with Midnight Suns, but because she's a 4 threat, it's like, well, how about I take one of the other amazing 4 threats? Yeah. So, a bit of a shame. But I think that if you're a New Mutants fan or a Sunspot fan, you'll have loads of fun with him on the table. Just be wary that 3-4-3 is not great defense, and he has no other defense tech. He has nothing. So he's got to fall over. So he's a hit and run monster. And I mean, maybe I was playing him wrong because I was trying to kind of keep him alive. Maybe I was better off kind of charging him in, going crazy, and then just accepting that he's going to die soon. But again, in the world of 4 threats, there's a lot more 4 threats that are good at running in and, die. Like Archangel, for example, who is coming next episode, is a 4 threat that is very good at going in, doing loads of damage, and then dying quickly. And yeah, Warlock Sunspot just isn't the premium guy for that. But very thematic, very cool. He has new mechanics, which are great. It's really fun to use flare tokens. It gives you something to think about. And yeah, very thematic, but not very strong.
Yeah, I could definitely see him being used in a number of different places. But you'd have to think very carefully about the out of affiliation choices you make because, like you said, the 4th threat is a substantial investment.
Yeah, for sure.
But did you find him often in your New Mutants games? Did you take him?
So I didn't. I dropped him very early on. But friend of the podcast, Angus, is determined that I'm wrong for doing so. Thinks he's great. Because moving twice, the play pattern I mentioned, moving twice, getting 2 flare tokens, and then being able to throw a size 3, in round 2 because you move first and then you have the 3 flare tokens. That's really cool. It's really good. And maybe you can play him like that. Maybe you can play him kind of like a 4 threat beast model, which is a medium base that all they do is they move twice and throw a size 3. Maybe that's cool. Yeah. Maybe that works, 4 threat beast kind of play. So yeah, I haven't got him to work for me, but I think people can get him to work.
All right. Cool. Let's move on to the other character in the box, namely Warlock.
Yes, this is the character, by the way, that is the reason why I've brought in origin stories to the podcast. Can I tell you Warlock's origin story?
Well, his alter ego first is called Warlock.
Yes, he is Warlock.
All right, yes, please tell me about this guy, because the character, the drawing of him and the sculpt as a result, it's just bizarre.
Yeah. Any comic book featuring Warlock is worth looking at, any panel, because he's always doing something crazy. He's basically a cartoon character in a world of cartoon characters. But yeah, so Cable's got that metal arm.
Yeah.
So that metal arm is the techno-organic virus, right? And that is, hang on, is that related to this? I might be mixing up my origin stories.
Oh, no.
No, it is right. Okay, so Warlock was born as part of an alien hive mind, and it's that alien hive mind was a sentient form of the techno-organic virus. Okay. So it's a hive mind of aliens, right? They're all techno-organic, and they're known as the Technarchy, and they're from the planet Kuch. KVCH. I don't know how you say that. Kvich. Yeah, Kvich. They're from that planet. Anyway, Warlock has the mutant X gene, so he wasn't compatible with the hive mind, so he got exiled for being a mutant. And then he came crashing down to Earth, and he actually impacted with Asteroid M on the way down, so Magneto's base. And found his way to Xavier's Institute, as most mutants do, and then he's a kind of a loving member / mascot of the New Mutants.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you for that. That's really.
I can't wait for the comments I'm going to get about how I butchered the origin story, but I'm trying my best. All right.
All right. Warlock is on a small base, 35 millimeters. He's also affiliated with New Mutants and X-Force, just like Sunspot. He is 3 threat this time. He has 5 health on both sides. He's size 3, amazingly. I didn't realize that. And moves medium. His defense stats are 3 physical, 3 energy, and 4 mystic. I think that's pretty good for a 3 threat.
Yeah, 3/4, and he also has unstable outline, which may be worth just jumping into now.
Okay, that's one of. He's got 2. I always forget them what they're called. The innate superpowers.
Yeah.
The first one is called unstable outline, as you mentioned. When this character is defending against a physical or energy attack, if the attacking character is not within 3 of this character may add 1 die to its defense roll. So he's good at defending against very long range attacks.
Yeah. It's basically, the quick way to learn that is it's basically stealth, but you add a defense dice instead.
Yep. And he has a second innate superpower called, which is just immunity to both bleed and poison.
Because he's a robot.
He's a robot, yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
Virus robot. Yeah. So, okay. So going back to his stats then, 3/4 plus potentially an extra die means he's 4/5. That is pretty respectable. I mean, the hit point pool is low, but it's a 3 threat. It's common for a 3 threat.
Yeah, 5 health on both sides for a 3 threat is absolutely fine.
Yeah. I find him being size 3 to be a little bit remarkable.
Yeah, I don't know why that is.
Hmm.
It seems odd because even the model is small.
Yeah,
Like,
it doesn't
he's just
look like a
dude.
size 3. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm
Weird.
confused by that. It was always handy because they're immune to a lot of throws and
Yeah, Beast can't throw him around easily. Size 2 throws, pushes and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty good. It also hurts if they throw you into your friends, so be careful of that.
Yes, that's right. Yep. Okay, he's got 3 attacks. Woof. The first one is a physical attack called TO Talons. TO. Techno-organic Talons?
There you go.
Yeah, nice one. It's range 2, 5 dice, no power, because this is his builder. He gets power equal to the damage dealt. He's got 1 trigger on a wild called Infection. After this attack is resolved, the target gains the bleed and poison special conditions. Ooh. Does that make him good in Thralls of Dracula, maybe?
I was thinking that. I was just thinking about Dracula, yeah. You can give out bleed, yeah.
Yeah, potentially Midnight Suns to help out Blade, but probably not. Poison helps Abomination. Maybe this guy's in Cribs.
Yeah. Oh, we'll get onto that. Don't worry. There's some good poison stuff here.
Yeah, okay, cool. So that's the main builder attack. The first, he's got another 0-cost attack. It's energy this time called Buster Cannon. It's range 4, nice. 5 dice again, also good at that range. This is a gainer. He gets 1 power after the attack is resolved, and he's got 1 wild trigger called Shock, which means that after the attack resolved, the target character gains the Shock special condition. This sounds like a great gainer.
Does this remind you of any mutant that you've played a lot of, Norbert?
A lot of Shadowcat.
Small base. Kind of Shadowcat, actually, yeah. I'm thinking small base. They kind of have stealth, and they're giving out shock with energy from range 4. It's like Storm.
Oh, gosh, yes, of course.
Storm spends a lot of the game firing outside of her stealth range and giving out shock, which is great, right? Except this is a gainer, and it's 1 extra dice from a 3-threat.
Yeah.
So I find that this is what my Warlock does 90% of the time, just stands at the back and just shoots off this Buster Cannon, and he's just gaining power, handing out shock. 5 dice, by the way, at range 4 is really good.
It is good
for a 3-threat. Really good.
That's right. Yeah, I agree. This gainer is money. Cash money.
Very, very good. Very, very cash money.
Okay, he's got a spender. It's also energy called Self Must Protect Self Friend. So that's kind of like using his robot speak.
Yes, that's how he talks. Yeah.
Yeah. It's range 3, 7 dice, 4 power though, so a little pricey. Two parts to it. When creating the dice pool for the attack, this character may choose an interactive terrain feature of size 3 or less within 3 and destroy it. If it does, it may reroll a number of attack dice up to the destroyed terrain's feature size. I personally love these kind of things when you can use the board as positioning, because that's what makes MCP such a unique game, in that the terrain is like a third character.
That's MCP, baby.
Yeah.
So we play destroying terrain.
It's so cool. So you get a reroll up to size 3. So up to 3 dice you could reroll. He's also got a wild trigger on this called Throw, and after the attack is resolved, the target character could be size 3 or less, so that's good, and it can be thrown away short. Nice.
Yes. So on Sunspot, we were talking about how that 373 seems to be the sweet spot for AMG. So whenever I see 374, I'm like, oh, what's happening here? What am I spending that extra 1 for?
Right.
And that's the terrain stuff, and it's pretty cool. If this was just a 373 with a wild throw, you'd be like, cool, standard. But this is, you get to eat some terrain, which is pretty fun.
Yeah. For free, basically. You basically, does, maybe that's what the 1 power is for, is basically, because this just happens as part of the attack. And it's within 3. That's pretty good distance to find terrain to throw.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, it's a good spender. It's good.
Yeah, I like it too. Throw's nice, but I feel like it's more about the doing the rerolls on the attack die.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 2 superpowers. 1 is called Techno-Organic Absorption, costs 2 power. Choose an interactive terrain feature within 3 of size 3 or less and destroy it. Then this character removes damage up from itself up to the destroyed terrain feature size.
Yeah, this is cool.
Wow.
He eats terrain.
Yeah. It costs power, so you're healing yourself through power. But now the tricky part is with this, it's not a shame dice pool, hit point pool, but it is low at 5. Did you find that he didn't daze enough times to be able to use this?
So you know what? I actually find that, my typical play pattern with Warlock is that round 1, he moves up and does a gainer from round 4, right? So I'm sorry, range 4. So now he's got 2 power. And then if I need him to go to the midline and grab an extract, he's going to take some damage. Now, fingers crossed he survives, which means that round 2, I can move him back and eat some terrain. And healing is very rare in this game. They don't like putting healing in for good reason, because it feels bad. Because when you spend a lot of time hurting your opponent and then heal it up, it's not a good thing. And this is potentially a huge heal. So yeah, I love, you know me, I love running away with my characters. If he's got an extract, I'll double move him to the back of the board and then pay 2 to eat something on the way.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Actually, this turns Warlock into a surprisingly tanky character. You basically have to deal with him. And because he's a 3 threat, you don't mind that he's running away from the action, because he's probably done his job, especially if he's holding an extract. So Warlock being at the back, just slowly eating terrain and healing back up to full is really, I actually think, really great.
Yeah, and still could probably contribute in some instances with that range 4 attack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, range 4 Buster Cannon. And it's worth every bit of power when your opponent's like, sorry, what? He ate that car. Because no one really knows Warlock, and it's a really fun kind of surprise to be like, I'm going to pick this car up, and they're expecting you to throw it at them, and he's like, yeah, Warlock's just going to eat it and heal.
You know what I noticed? This isn't a once per turn superpower either. If you
Oh my God, I didn't know that. Oh, that's cool.
Eat multiple pieces of terrain at once.
Couple lampposts.
Yeah, exactly. If you have the power for it. Yeah. Okay, one other superpower, and we'll talk about your experiences with him. It's called Transmode Virus Infection. Also costs 2 power. This character and enemy characters within 2 of this character with the poison special condition suffer 2 damage in the order of your choosing. It can only be used once per turn. So this is kind of like giving me Omega Red vibes. Essentially. So he hurts himself. He won't die because he could do the order. But everybody's got poison gets 2 damage is quite good for these like automatic damage kind of
guaranteed
attacks.
Damage.
Yeah, and he could put poison on through his shorter builder attack.
Yes, TO Talons. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about these superpowers. Did you? Well, okay, we know about the healing one, but did you use this one very much? This damage one?
So for me, this didn't come up very much, but because my Warlock is a Buster Cannon guy, I never got him in range to do TO Talons to then roll a wild to then put the poison on and then do that. So yeah, it's a bit rare. I keep trying to get people to play Warlock with Omega Red and Abomination. I don't play those characters, but I keep seeing people putting them together. As soon as Abomination got released, and we'll get to that on a podcast in the future, but he has the similar thing of he hurts people that have poison. I want to see Warlock with some big friends to help spread this out. For me, Warlock, he's only got 5 health. So by the time he's in range 2 of someone, he's usually dying.
Yeah.
And doesn't get a chance to give out poison. So it didn't come up very much for me. But if you do manage to get someone poisoned, 2 guaranteed damage is a big deal.
Yeah, it really is. But that is the tricky part. It's not an insignificant tricky part, unless you've got people giving out poison like candy. Like
which Omega Red does.
Abomination.
Yeah. If you like those characters, you should take Warlock with them for sure, because that'll really hurt.
So all right, so you was that it then? You basically use him as a extract runner mostly?
Yes, basically, yeah. He's a guy that's gonna I'm happy to have him at the back because he's a 3 threat and he can still influence the board with that amazing Buster Cannon, which is a really good attack.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about an X-Force? Where does this guy sit in X-Force?
Well, he does have a reroll. So on the Buster Cannon, that becomes basically a 6 dice energy gainer. It's pretty cool. It's not bad. And that self must protect self friend, the spender, if you roll 7 dice and get a few skulls, then the X-Force reroll can help you get rid of the skull, and then you use the terrain rerolls that you've just generated.
Yeah.
So I can see him having a place. The problem is he killy enough to be an X-Force? I don't think so, because X-Force have already, one of the best 3 threat killers in the game in X-23. So I don't know, but I could see him having a place. If you need a back point sitter in X-Force, which actually, to be fair, they do lack. He's a great back point sitter. He's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. Think Storm, and you can use him there.
Yeah, for sure.
Is she an X-Force? Storm?
No.
Okay.
No.
So there you go. Useful.
Here's your X-Force Storm. Yeah. Are we going on to tactics cards?
I was just going to ask. He's got one.
Yeah,
Should we look at that one first?
While we're on the poison theme, so we have self-help.
Okay. Self-help is unaffiliated, so he can use it wherever he's at. It's reactive.
Okay.
When an allied warlock is damaged by an enemy attack, after the attack is resolved, he can spend 2 power to play this card. The attacking enemy character and all characters within 2 of it gain the poison special condition. Oh, there you go. Then Warlock gains 1 power for each character with the poison special condition within 3 of him. So
Pretty cool.
yeah, so this is like a once-off way to actually get his what's it called? His transmode virus infection to happen. Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, and it's guaranteed poison.
Yeah, that's my point though. So
yeah.
like if you could spend 2, put the poison for sure on it, then spend another 2 to do his superpower and give everybody 2 damage.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty great because he also gains the power. So you can probably assume that at the end, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you could play if you have 2, you play the card and potentially get enough power back to actually then do his superpower, which does the 2 damage to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And hilariously, it poisons your friends as well. So you'll poison all your friends and then get power for poisoning them. But it makes this card probably free. Basically, it is free because you're going to get 2 power back as long as you're okay with giving poison to some friends. But then, yeah, he then gets a bunch of power which he can use to do 2 guaranteed damage.
Yeah. So I guess the question comes down to how you want to using Warlock, because in the way you were using him, I don't see this being a stapled card.
No, I basically see Warlock's kit in 2 halves. It's the Buster Cannon eating terrain healing part, and it's the poison part. And in how I use him in New Mutants, I've got no interest in the poison part. But I think, actually, now I've seen this card is unaffiliated, I think if you like Abomination and Omega Red, you should definitely be taking Warlock, because this card guarantees poison.
Yeah,
Abomination likes it off.
His superpowers are triggered off of poison, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, Omega Red too.
Yeah. Omega Red's in what factions? Winter Guard and Crims?
Cabal?
Or Cabal?
Maybe it's, let me have a look.
Okay.
Omega Red, yeah. It's definitely Winter Guard, Cabal, and Crims. Oh, all of them.
Yeah, all 3. Okay. So
and he has the same thing, right? Where he can hurt people that have poison around him.
Yeah.
So choose, Death Factor, yeah.
So
yeah, him and Warlock make a great pair.
Yeah. So yeah, this card. So I feel like if that's your plan, this card will be stapled onto the character, because the card is great for that purpose. I mean, it's absolutely cool.
Yeah,
it's just that he's got like 2 halves of him, his character carded, so the other half doesn't care about this so much.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you're interested in Warlock's poison side of the kit, that card comes with him for sure, because it's really good.
Okay. I'll take a look at some of the other tactics cards. We'll leave, so the New Mutants has a leadership that is a tactics card. We'll leave that to the end. You've mentioned it a little bit, but we'll get some kind of overall thoughts on New Mutants from you in a moment.
Sure.
Let us read some of the other cards. So the next one is called Survive the Night. This is a New Mutants card. Ooh, we like this one. Reactive. After an attack targeting an allied New Mutants character is resolved, the targeted allied character may play this card for free. Choose another allied character within 2 of the targeted character. The chosen character immediately makes the attack shown above, targeting the. So this is kind of like a Winter Soldier thing, right? Where you get to make an attack back.
You got your back. Yeah.
Yeah, got your back. Exactly. Yeah. It has to be a friend, though, within 2 of you. That friend gets to do this attack. It's called Back Off. It's physical. Range 3, 5 dice, no power. After the attack is resolved, push the target character away short. No trigger on that. So it's not so much about the damage as much as pushing the attacker away short.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is my favorite card in the game. I think this is one of the strongest cards in the game, and maybe I'm overhyping it a bit, but I am number 1 New Mutants player in the world.
Yeah,
so I can
if anybody knows, you would know.
So I'll take that. I love this card. So yes, when an allied New Mutants character is attacked, this card is free to play, and it has a guaranteed push, which means if you time it right, it basically stops someone's activation halfway through. Because if, let's say, they have a bunch of range 2 attacks and they attack you on their first action, you can then take the attack and then interrupt, push them outside of 2, and they now can't hit you again. So that's really great. It's good with Sunspot, because Sunspot can trigger it and then spend a flare token, which will then also give them guaranteed incinerate and push them away. I play Hulk a lot in New Mutants, and if Hulk's taken a bunch of damage, he adds dice to his attack, and that affects this attack as well. So you suddenly hit them with like a 8, 9, 10 dice physical attack from Hulk out of nowhere. And also it works with the New Mutants leadership perfectly. because the leadership is triggered after the attack's resolved, which is the same as this card. So you can teleport an ally in. Let's say magic gets hit.
Right.
And you can, once that's resolved, you can teleport an ally in from 3 away, and then you can play this card and push them short away.
Holy moly, that's amazing. Yeah, that sounds great.
It's really cool. This is what makes New Mutants very fun. It's one of my favorite affiliations to play. So yeah, very good card.
Must be really touchy though at deciding when to play it or not, because it's once per game basically. So
yeah, exactly,
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, it's rough, but I tend to wait until I know it's going to interrupt the next attack. Basically, I'll use it to like stagger someone without them realizing. That's when I'll use it.
Or if you have to definitely save the character that they're attacking from being hit again.
Yeah, exactly. Which in New Mutants happens a lot because they're all mutants who die very easily.
Okay, the last card in the box is Tomorrow's Soldiers, also New Mutants card, also reactive. When an allied New Mutants character is dazed or KO'd, another allied New Mutant character may play this card for free. All non-dazed allied New Mutant characters gain 2 power. Wow. That's great. Isn't that not good?
Why is that the thing you've reacted to most in this episode?
Well, because you get everybody getting 2 power just everywhere they are on the board. No, range restrictions, nothing.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, it's they have to be alive to get it, which makes sense. Yeah. It's only 2 power.
Only? That's a lot.
For a tactics card slot, though.
Okay.
And one of your guys has to have dazed and KO'd. Or KO'd.
Yeah, okay, but that's going to happen, you said, in New Mutants, so...
It does happen a lot, yeah. I mean, I don't know. If this card was maybe like 5 power, I'd play it. But 2 power just doesn't feel like enough.
So you don't use this one, huh?
I don't use this one, no.
Do you find New Mutants to be starved for power when you're playing? Like, are they like a Web Warriors kind of thing?
It does. They do struggle a bit because the leadership costs them power. So they struggle a little bit, yeah. But I mean, they also are struggling for tactics card slots because their leadership takes up a slot.
Yeah.
So your tactics cards have to be really good with New Mutants.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't have experience, so I can't really say. But man, I would definitely be trying this card out.
Yeah,
that sounds really
maybe
good.
I will. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, good point.
I just need to find New Mutant characters that could really benefit from having, being loaded up on power.
Yeah, which is most of them, to be fair. Like Magic loves power, Yeah,
but like Sunspot, I would say no.
You
right?
reckon?
Yeah, because he's more about his flares. Like,
yeah, true.
Obviously, power is always good. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like, ooh, this unlocks Sunspot. Sunspot seems to be unlocked by his flare tokens.
That's true. Shadowcat's a New Mutant. Does she need power?
Oh yeah, all
You're
the time.
Shadowcat pro,
she was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was because she's running. Well, for me, I would run her around to flip stuff and occasionally attack.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and so she's always low on power, so she could only pay to flip once. And here you said actually for her to teleport costs 1 too. So let's get into that. So the last there's another card. Practice round. Practice round. Sorry about that. Practice round is another New Mutants card, also reactive. When an ally character rolls dice, if the result contains no crit results, we've all been there, folks. We've all.
This is a safe space, everyone. This is a support group for
the non-critters. If the result contains no crit results, that character may play this card. Okay, cool. For free. Again, boy, these New Mutants get away with everything.
Yeah, free cards.
Free cards. It's like Gen Z today. They have no money, so...
It's all the kids, isn't it? It's the younger generation.
They don't have any money, so they're not paying for cards. So if they play that card, the character that played this card may re-roll any number of its dice, including skull results. Damn! This is great!
Yeah.
What a great card.
This card is good. This card's very good. I think, do you know what? The reason I don't play this is because have you ever taken Recal and forgotten to play it?
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, no, I never forget. I remember 5 seconds after I could use it. That's when I remember all the time.
But it's too late. Yeah, you scoop your dice and it's...
No wrong.
Yeah, so that's Recal, and I don't like the mental tax that Recal gives me, where I'm like, I could have used it there and I forgot. And this is one step harder than that because you have to remember that it's no crits. So you're like, I really need to re-roll that. Oh, but I got 1 crit and like nothing else. So you're kind of not allowed to use it. But if you are good at playing Recal, I'd say this card is fantastic. Yeah, it's free. You can re-roll skulls as well. And it also works on interact rolls. This is any roll.
I was just going to say, it could be interact, so wow.
This could be game winning. You need that pay to flip to go through. Doesn't quite work.
This is like a better version of the the Black Panther 3's ability that he never has power to actually do.
Yeah, and it's reroll any number of dice.
Yeah.
So you can leave your successes there and then reroll all the fails. It's pretty great. It's like really good.
So you just have to have... I tend to put cards like this in my line of sight. Like I move the card like in front of like all the other... Yeah, because just as I scan my cards about what's going on, try to get my eyes
Put it in your dice mat. Your dice tray.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. I think if you're good at remembering the cards to play, this is really great. And also, if the New Mutants leadership ever stops taking up a tactics card slot, I'll probably play this card most games.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, so the last card is indeed the leadership card. It's called New Mutants. It's a reactive card. After all characters have been deployed, an allied Ilana Rasputin, so that's magic, may play this card. She gains the leadership ability shown. It says above, but the leadership's below. That's funny.
Oh, yeah.
And it's your active leadership. So, okay. So the leadership's called Cry for Help. It's New Mutants, obviously. If an allied character is targeted by enemy attack after the attack is resolved, another allied character within 3 of it may spend 1 power to use the leadership. Place the character that spent the power within 1 of the targeted characters. So it's kind of like a bodyguardish kind of a thing.
Sort of, yeah.
How did you find using this? What's an effective way to use this leadership?
So I love this leadership, obviously. I think when it first came out, people saw it as a kaiju delivery system. Mm-hmm. So they see it as like, oh, if you put Sunspot on the midline, round 1, and like a Malekith on deployment behind him, if Sunspot gets attacked, then Malekith is within range 3 and then can pay 1 to be on the midline with him, which is pretty cool. It's not my style of play, but it definitely works. I play Hulk, who is a large base, so it's easy to get him within range 3 of people. And obviously a Hulk in your face is really scary, and he generates loads of power himself, so he doesn't mind that he's paid 1 for the leadership. Then I started playing it, and I realized that it's actually an amazing disengage tool. So you can do things like when someone say someone's on the midline and they get hit, you can get them to fall back afterwards, and then you can use the leadership on someone else who's up there on the midline to come back with them. So you're both retreating backwards, so this doesn't have to be a kind of a bodyguard thing.
Yes, I see that. That's a really good point. Rather than bringing somebody in, you could try to pull them away. That's
exactly.
Cool. That's very cool.
There's also some really cool shuffling you can do. So I play X-23 and Honey Badger, and obviously they want to be within range 3 at all times, so you're encouraged to play good and keep the leadership online. But then it means that if Honey Badger's out of range to bodyguard and X-23 gets attacked, Honey Badger can then use the leadership to get in range of a too dangerous to ignore. It also stacks with big sis, little sis, so they can move and use the leadership. There's loads of things you can do. It's really cool. It gives you loads to think about, and you feel really smart when you play it. The problem is a lot of the New Mutants affiliated list are very squishy. So you can be like, I'm here, I use the leadership, but you're jumping off of a dazed model, which you can still do, but like they're dazed. You're kind of too late. So it's a shame that it's not, it doesn't interrupt the attack. That would probably be too strong, but I'd love that if you could pay and then you're the target of the attack instead. But yeah, there is a character that shows up in New Mutants a lot, which you would never expect. Black Dwarf.
Oh, yeah.
Because he has a bodyguard ability and is a large base.
Yeah. Not bodyguard, he's got taunt.
Sorry, taunt, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. Large base, and he hits like a mofo. So
yeah, exactly. So you get him in place, he bodyguards once, and now he's in your face and he kind of hits you twice, and yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it unlocks a lot of cool things. Black Bolt as well works really cool because he gets 2 power a turn, so he can pay 1 for the leadership and then pay the second 1 to then bodyguard afterwards. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so it unlocks loads of really interesting stuff. The sad part is it doesn't really unlock much for the New Mutants themselves.
Because they're all squishy.
They're all squishy and none of them really have any bodyguards. There's no affiliated Colossus, I'm surprised by, and no affiliated Honey Badger.
Yeah.
So they don't have any of that, bodyguard stuff in their affiliation, so you have to splash people for it.
So let's recount who's affiliated. So obviously Sunspot and Warlock. Magic, as I mentioned, because she has to be the leader. You talked about X-23, but Honey Badger is not affiliated. Yep. The remaining ones are Shadowcat, Emma Frost, and Cable. Tell us about those 3.
Well, you're the Shadowcat pro. Why don't you tell us about Shadowcat? You love
Well,
Shadowcat.
I do, but she had a job for me in X-Men, which is where she would run around with her long movement and try to flip stuff or be an extract runner for sure. Here, I'm trying to think about like how could she leverage that leadership. Perhaps because she's long, she's a great center grab type person. She moves along, so that was always cool. But that was with a hop, I think, that I needed. So
yeah, you can't. There's no safe grabs. There's 0 safe grabs in New Mutants.
Okay, so but you could. She's got stealth, so you could hope that she survives the attack on the center line, let's say, and then use your trick about pulling her back, because then you pull to the backside of whatever target she's going towards, which means that her stealth is more likely to be relevant at that point.
Yeah, true. Yeah, if the character has a way of hiding, this leadership can help them get back. Yeah. It's worth mentioning Toad as well. If Toad slipperies, that's after the attack's resolved, and that then lets you trigger the leadership off of his new position, so he can kind of help, bring other people back. So yeah, I can see Shadowcat filling that role as well.
Yeah. Other than that, she attacks remarkably, surprisingly well. Because the way her attacks work, if you just look at the surface numbers, they don't look good, but actually all the abilities in those attacks make them good. She has defense tech, but it costs power, which she doesn't usually have. And other than that, she's quite squishy. She's 3/3 defenses and five hit points on each side. So
yeah. There's a running theme of teenagers in this team that are sort of semi easy to kill. So she fits that. So should we move on to the grown-ups that are in the list?
Well, it's Emma Frost and Cable. Cable, I could see wanting to be moved around for free because he wants to use his actions to attack with that crazy attack of his. Especially as he gets closer, he gets more powerful attacks. So I could see him fitting really nicely in here, although it's 5 threat. Emma Frost, I don't know. I don't play her enough anymore.
Yeah, I played so much Emma Frost in my Hellfire Club days.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what she does in other teams, especially New Mutants, because she's got Shield Mind, which is really cool to stop someone being advanced place or push. It stops a Thanos kidnap for 2 power. But then for her to get 2 power is a little bit tricky sometimes. And then she definitely doesn't want to spend on the leadership. Because Emma Frost spends her power so well in other ways. Her Spender is one of the best in the game. I don't know. I'm not sure why I know why she's here thematically, but I'm not sure why she would be in anyone's list.
Yeah.
Except unless you were, if you're worried about a Thanos kidnap or Web Warriors. She's good against Web Warriors because you can't get web lined by Ghost Spider if she uses Shield Mind. So that's cool. Not sure how she fits into it.
But it sounds like you were a Warlock, X-23, Cable,
Magic.
Honey Badger, Magic. Yeah.
Yeah. Cable I played a lot. I think he's great. I mean, Cable's just amazing. It helps if you can put Cable on a flank to kind of win it by himself, and then you get all the little squishy 3 threats on the other side to kind of just, defend each other. I think they're an interesting list because, their X-23 is one of the best attrition pieces in the game, right? Warlock is a great attrition piece. Cable is a fantastic attrition piece. Magic is pretty good when she can get a hit in. She can hit pretty hard.
Yes.
So they kind of lean towards being an attrition team, but they also die really easily. And then Magic is a 3 threat leader, which lends them well to being a crisis oriented team because you can get lots of models down and score loads of points. But then they don't have any safe grabs and they die quite easy. So they're very middle of the road team. They don't specialize in anything, but I love them. Some of the most fun I've had in MCP has been playing New Mutants, just because the leadership gives you so many interesting choices.
Yeah.
Survive the Night is amazing. So I think if you're even remotely interested in any of these characters, especially Magic, then play New Mutants because it's a lot more fun than it seems.
Yeah, I can see that. It rewards big brain activity.
Yeah, sure.
Seems like, All right, should we move on to our last segment, which is Sleeve It or Heave It?
Sleeve it or heave it.
Sleeve it or heave it, take it or leave it. Sleeve it or heave it, can't you believe it?
All right, so you've picked a card out for Sleeve It or Heave It that's related to this theme today, so why don't you read it?
Okay. Oh, I get to read. I never get to read cards.
I know, this is your card,
cool.
though.
All right, cool. All right. This is Journey Through Limbo. So this is an unaffiliated card. It's active. During Magic's activation, she may spend 3 power to play this card. Choose another character within 2 of Magic, place the chosen character within 3 of its current position, and give it Incinerate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So the thematics of this card are amazing. The artwork is amazing. She's basically sending you to limbo, being like, go there for a second, and placing you within 3, and you come on fire, which I love.
Yeah, this is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's really cool. So, I love this card. I try to take it as much as I can, as much as the kind of New Mutants leadership card, being a tactics card slot will let me.
Okay.
But I think it's brilliant. I think it's good in the current meta because of Thor. You can basically, it's effectively a stagger because you can kind of push him away 3, which is really good.
Yeah.
You can also pair it up with Pyro if you like playing Pyro, which I do, because you can play this card and then give someone Incinerate, send them towards Pyro, and then he can Pyrotechnics them and steal their thing, which is kind of fun. But also, in New Mutants, I'm always playing X-23 in Magic, and maybe Cable, you can put someone in the middle of your team with Incinerate and be like, good luck. We're all just going to beat the shit out of you now. So, I think this card's great. It's very thematic. It's another one of my favorite cards.
Definitely thematic. I think I played Magic a little while in X-Men when I was testing various builds out. And I never found a good time to use this card, though, in particular because of the power restriction. It's quite high, 3. And also the other character has to be within 2, which means that she has to be up in the grill of some enemies, provided it's an enemy that you're moving around. It could be a friend, to be honest. So how have you felt that to be?
Well, I mean, obviously, because I'm playing Magic as a leader, which is a bit different to you. So I need her to survive a little longer. So I'll tend to be, what happens is she'll stand at the back, then someone will charge her, and then she'll get beat up, probably dazed, and then she activates. And I'll use this to basically journey through limbo someone one direction, and then move, and limbo step the other direction. So I'm now half the board's width away from you, and you're probably not going to catch Magic. Doing this on like on a Hulk or a Thanos or someone that doesn't want to spend their resources moving or getting back to where they were is quite useful. So I usually use it on the bigger the better usually. And also this can a good metric is to say, does this tactics card convert to a VP? Because generally if all your cards give you a VP, that's 5 VP in a game, that's like nearly a third of the way there to winning. So this card, at worst, can just get someone off a secure and you score a VP.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a good point. So you used it a lot then, huh?
Yeah, when I could. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's pretty good. And also, Magic kind of lives and dies by her builder going off because she needs a lot of power because of Limbo Step, and her spender is incredible. So if you can incinerate someone, you're then making it easier for your builder to go off and generate more power so that you can spend it.
Yeah, I suppose that's the way to do it because I always just never had enough power. But I guess the idea would be to, use this to then get more power in the subsequent step of the attack from the attack.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so, potentially. So yeah, I mean, I play this card is like, it's 90% displacement and 10% incinerate, right? And I see it as that. And, displacing someone 3 is pretty cool.
Yeah, cool. Well, I think it's definitely worth considering. It's just a question of, getting the rhythm in the games of to be able to use it appropriately.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Magic, can spend 3 power on other things as well very easily. So it's definitely a decision.
Okay, cool. All right, let's wrap up. How can people get in touch with us?
They can get in touch with us with a little cheeky Discord link that's in the description of this to the Across the Bifrost Discord. That's where you want to go, especially if you're coming to the Mutant Weekender, because that's now the place to go to discuss things about the Mutant Weekender and all your prep. So go to there. You can also support us on Patreon. There's a link in the description. We've put up loads of Patreon episodes recently.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Pretty hard on that, yeah. Don't expect that much from us all the time, but
yeah.
But we try and interview winners of events, basically.
Yep. So we just did a couple for. We did an Asgard review episode. We did a review of the Everwinter winner, and also with the mutant, the Hunt for Weapon M winner, the Omega class mutant. That is Joe Jumanji.
Yeah. So the idea with that is that we kind of want to give you the most meta-relevant information on Patreon first, and then eventually, after a few weeks, those episodes will start to come out public for everyone else. So yeah, and if you want to support us, it's something like, I think it's like £3.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah,
£3.
£3. So it just helps us pay the bills for all the software stuff that we use to record and to pay editors and stuff. So yeah, if you want to help support the podcast, please become a patron. Otherwise, goodbye.
Thanks everybody for listening. We appreciate it, and hopefully you will turn some other people on to MCP as well to help continue growing this amazing game. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Bye.